Hello, my name is Mike, and welcome to the post-September channel update. I'm probably going to make this channel update public and not restricted to the Patreon supporters this month, just because there's a bit of information that I feel like anyone who enjoys the channel might want to know about. The obvious problem that we've had recently, and it's the same problem for pretty much every YouTuber lately, is that YouTube can be really difficult to work with because they're trying to make both advertisers and content creators happy. The long and short of it is, some of the videos that we have been making don't get monetized properly. We haven't had a whole lot of demonetizations. Not a whole lot of videos have broken YouTube's rules and had their ad revenue stripped. There were a couple of old Walking Dead videos I had that got hit because they used copyright music, so I had to rework those. But aside from that, none of the videos have had their ad revenue stripped. But recently, a lot of videos were marked as being not suitable for most advertisers. It doesn't strip them entirely of ad revenue, but it really does matter when it hits some of the videos that have been hitting thousands of views. If those are the videos that get hit, I start to notice, because suddenly it's not exactly financially tenable anymore to run this channel. At one point, it seemed like 1/3 of all the videos on the channel had been hit by this not suitable for most advertisers penalty. And a lot of those videos were old videos. They weren't getting views anymore, so I didn't even bother to request a review. I just made them demonetized. I didn't even bother with them. Other videos that consistently get more views, I have requested review, and a lot of them have been overturned, but some of them have not, so I'm hoping to see if that kind of flips. I'm really hoping these videos can be eligible for full monetization, and if not, then that's fine. Old videos I'm not too worried about because they don't have a huge impact on the channel. It's upcoming videos that are released that day, because if a video is hit, it takes a while for the manual review to go through, and all that time we're not really earning enough money to justify the effort that went into that video. And this is most notable on our Fallout series, our New Vegas series that happens every Wednesday. Because looking at the analytics for the channel, I can see that there are spikes every Wednesday, and sometimes the spikes aren't that high. And that can be really, really frustrating when trying to make a living on YouTube with these videos. Again, this is not a problem specific to our channel. It hits a lot of other channels too, but it really hurts this channel because it's currently a very small channel. We've only been making videos full-time since January of this year, and we haven't had a whole lot of time to grow and get a lot of returning viewers, I suppose you could say. So penalties like this are a little more noticeable. It's pretty much why I started working a side job that has pretty much become my full-time job, is because this channel wasn't growing as well as I had hoped, and I had anticipated January and February being low view count months, low ad revenue months, because the channel was still small, we hadn't really gained a fan base, and ad revenue in those months is usually pretty bad. But I was hoping it would kind of grow, and while the subscriber base and view count have gone up, ad revenue has pretty much stagnated, so it's really not looking great. What does this mean for the channel? At the moment, not a whole lot, because we're going to try and continue on as we've done for the last few months. My goal is to release a video every day for the entire year, and then at the end of the year, we'll take a step back and see what's been working and what hasn't. Zach and I have really been enjoying making these videos, so I don't think that's going to stop, but maybe making daily videos isn't something that we can sustain at the current rate we're going. But that's a decision we'll make a different month. For now, we're just going to keep on doing what we've been doing and have fun doing it. I have been hesitant to promote the Patreon for the channel because, in my personal opinion, the channel really shouldn't need a Patreon. It's just something we shouldn't do. In my opinion, Patreon is best used to support things like animators, people who spend many, many hours making a video that doesn't get any ad revenue. So I am personally supporting a lot of animators on Patreon because really that is the only way you can still support animators on YouTube, because they just don't earn enough ad revenue. But videos like ours, Let's Plays and vlogs and things like that, those should be, in theory, sustainable without the support of Patreon. But I guess times are changing, because I guess that's just not how it is anymore. So if you feel like supporting the channel on Patreon, I'll put a link in the description, and if you can't or if you don't, I completely understand. As it stands, the future of this channel is not in jeopardy because Zach and I have such creative spirits that we like making content, and we're going to keep putting content out there. If this is not financially tenable, if we just can't continue going and the ad revenue keeps stagnating and taking hits, then that's fine. We'll just make videos for free. We just won't be able to make as many of them because the channel will become a hobby and less of a job. And if that's the case, that's fine. We're fine with that. I don't mean to say this to pressure you into supporting us on Patreon or anything. That's just how it is. If the channel is wildly successful, we can make it our job. And if it's not wildly successful, then we'll just kind of do it in our spare time and have fun doing it. Now that we have that bit of unpleasantness out of the way, let's just briefly talk about how the channel's been doing. First, let's talk about the content that we had on the channel the last couple of weeks and how well it's done. We had the Dragon Age Origins series wrap up, and I had a lot of fun with that, and it got a pretty decent amount of views. We also went through all the DLC, and it got me really hyped up for the sequel. I've heard Dragon Age 2 is not as good, but if it's half as good as the first one, I'm probably going to have a very enjoyable time. And we wrapped up Awakening, too. Fallout 2 has been continuing. This run-through through Fallout 2 has taken a significantly longer time than our very brief run-through in the first game. It feels like there's a lot more content, especially with the extended content mods, the patched, restored content mods. I've had a lot of fun going through that. More fun than I thought I would going through the isometric Fallouts. And they have gotten a decent amount of views as well. I'm really happy with how that run-through has gone so far, and I look forward to seeing it through to the end. And we started our run through The Witcher 3. This is probably going to be a very, very huge game. I'm probably not going to sit down and do it all in one go, because it would probably be 100 parts long, 100 videos. So I'll probably just do the first act or two, and then give it a break, and then come back to it later. But what I've seen so far has been very, very good, top quality, and I have been enjoying it a whole lot. And it's gotten a decent amount of views, so I will probably finish it, but it might not be, this year. And Zach and I have been continuing our run through Alien Isolation. I thought it would start to get stale, but there's always some weird glitch happening to me. I don't know what it is. Zach assures me that it's normally not a glitchy game, but for some reason I seem to do everything wrong just to make it just spaz out and have a lot of malfunctions. But we're going to get to the end of that one, and then we will get to the long-awaited Mass Effect 2, because a lot of people have been requesting that. I've been a surprising amount of people that have been requesting Mass Effect 2, so I'm really looking forward to that as well. That's probably one of my favorite games. But first, I'm going to finish Alien Isolation, which is one of Zach's favorite games. That's their agreement. I'll finish one of his games, he'll finish one of my games. And of course, the Fallout New Vegas series that Zach and I have been doing has been pretty much the highlight of the channel. We're trying to get these out every Wednesday. We can't always do it, but we do definitely try. It's difficult to record, and it's difficult for me to edit all the videos because both he and I have other jobs. We've both got full-time jobs. Well, mine wasn't supposed to be a full-time job, but it essentially is. I'm doing pretty much 40 hours a week. So with that and the channel, I'm really, really busy, but I'm really committed to making sure that we get a video out every day and that our Fallout New Vegas series can make an appearance once a week. But that's not always the case. But overall, the videos have been getting consistent views. The subscriber count slowly ticks up, even though subscribers are not really a metric that matters a whole lot. It's view count. Nevertheless, I'm glad people are enjoying the content we've been putting out, because Zach and I really enjoy making this content. And that's how the channel's been doing recently. I'm happy with how it's been going, and we're just going to keep on making videos. As always, thank you to our supporters on Patreon, and thank you for the new pledgers this month, Robert Hellier, Sid Gancharov, and Sarah Luchik. Made a few more pledges this month, so that really helps us out. Thank you very much. And now to answer a couple of questions. We didn't have a whole lot of questions submitted this month, but that's fine. Borderlands 2, suggestion to play that game? We might play Borderlands 2. I know Zach and I have both played of the Borderlands series. Honestly, I feel like the Borderlands games are incredibly dull if you're playing them by yourself, but they can be a lot of fun if you've got a friend to play with you. So that's not out of the question. We could play that in the future. We'll put that on a list of games we could play. It's not the first time we've been suggested that game. Borderlands series is quite popular. Although I did really enjoy Telltale's Tales from the Borderlands. That was a very good adaptation of that universe. And a request for Mass Effect 2. Yes, I'm itching to get to Mass Effect 2 myself. First, I have to get good at Alien Isolation so I could get through that without dying. The faster we get through Alien Isolation, the faster I can put Zach in the chair and make him play Mass Effect 2. And I'm looking forward to that, so I'll do my best to get through Alien Isolation, dying as infrequently as possible from this point on. And one more note of interest, I'm sure a few of you who have been watching our Fallout New Vegas series remember Dino Jackson, the guy that, that was quite the character. We did that around, what was that, episode 25 or so? I forget, it's been a while, but we did a couple of quests with Dino Jackson, made fun of the voice acting, and had a very enjoyable time. It's like playing through what felt like essentially a B movie. It was really campy and really cheesy and also incredibly enjoyable. We had a lot of fun with it. We had a lot of fun making fun of it. And the mod author of that mod released a different mod called The Hype Is Real 2 Anticipation. And it has been brought to my attention that apparently Zach and I make a cameo, or at least we're mentioned in the mod. So we're eventually going to get to that mod because, well, we want to get to all the mods, although that might take us several centuries at this rate. New Vegas has quite a lot of mods. But if you feel like playing it for yourself, I'll put a link to it in the video description so you can play that before we play it. I think that's it for now. Until next time, my name is Mike, and this has been the channel update for the end of September. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for supporting the channel, and I'll see you again soon.